Error.
So, she's a robot. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something super exciting. We're going to be going through the Genshin Impact Iceberg. I'm really excited to do this because Genshin has a lot of lore and just things that I don't know about, maybe you don't know about. So this is super fun to research and go through, and I'm excited to delve into it. I actually found this iceberg on the Genshin Impact Amino page. It was created by Pawa. I'll leave the link to the original post with it down below so you guys can go check it out and give them credit. But yeah, I'm really excited to delve into this. I think it's going to be really fun. Today we're going to be going through the first part of the iceberg, just the tip, if you will. The rest of it will be dividing into parts that we'll be posting. So I'm really excited. There's just a lot to get into. Before we hop right into it, I do want to say, if you want to check me out on Twitch, I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm always playing Genshin. It's a great time. I'd love to have you, and we can talk about all the crazy things in this iceberg together live. So make sure you check me out there, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get notified when the new iceberg videos come out as well. All right, let's dive into the Genshin Impact Iceberg. All right, the first thing that shows up on the iceberg is the theory that Paimon is the unknown god. This is a pretty common theory. I feel like almost everyone who plays Genshin and is somewhat involved in the community knows about this. It's just the idea that the unknown god that separates you from your sibling in the beginning of Genshin is actually Paimon. A lot of the similarities come down to these couple of things. So Paimon's hair clip is similar to the cross shape that's on the unknown god. I think it's more of a star shape than a cross shape, but they both have white hair. A lot of people cite that the name Paimon is also the name of one of the kings of hell. There's no other creatures like Paimon in the game. They both have a spatial cloak, and some people theorize that Paimon is just a weaker version of the unknown god in the beginning, and that you damaged the unknown god, so they had to go down to a weaker version of themselves. I don't know if I necessarily agree with this theory. I think if that did happen to be the case and they reveal that down the line, there would have to be a massive change in the UI. I mean, the whole menu and everything is structured around Paimon's existence. I think that would not make sense. I also feel like, why would Paimon be following you around? I feel like the unknown god has better things to do with their time. That's what I think about this theory, but I know that there are some people who are also commenting that during Albedo's story quest, he dismisses a lot of things regarding Paimon, saying that Paimon would have to be really powerful in order to do a lot of the things he needs. And Paimon has a weird reaction to it. People are saying her weird reaction to that. And then some people were just talking about mainly that there's no one that really recognizes Paimon. No one in all of Teyvat has ever seen a being like Paimon. So it's clear that Paimon might be from another world as well, like the Traveler. I think this theory is interesting. I think it's so common that I don't know if it's likely to happen in the end, though. It feels like it wouldn't be as much of a plot twist anymore. I think people are just really skeptical of Paimon because you see Paimon all the time. But that's what I think of this theory. What do you guys think? The next thing on the iceberg is strange censorship. This is pretty easy to see when you play Genshin. If you use the chat function, there are a lot of random words and phrases that seem to be censored. It's pretty common, to be honest. A lot of people think the reason for this, or are pretty sure that the reason for this, is because Genshin Impact is a Chinese game. There are strict censorship laws in China, so a lot of them apply to the game. So unfortunately, that leaks a lot into the chat function of the game, where even if you aren't saying anything wrong, it could pick up on it. Some examples of this are 3 E's, just like E. I don't know what that could possibly mean. Big chest, obviously. If you're talking about a chest in the game, you might say this, but a lot of people might say that about Rosaria. So so close is, I don't know why you can't type that in the game. That's weird. And ones, like the number 1 and then an S, is also censored. And these are just a couple. There are plenty more things. If you play Genshin and you use that function, you know things get censored literally all the time. The next thing on the iceberg is Childe, Tartaglia, and Ajax. These are all the names of the character Childe in Genshin, whom I have a deep hatred for, but we won't get into that today.
Hey, Leah, or should I say,
Hey girly, hold still.
I actually had to do a little bit of like deep diving for this. I still don't really understand where Tartaglia comes from, but we'll talk about it in a second. Childe's actual name is Ajax. He was named Ajax by his father. Childe is his Fatui name, and from my understanding, so is Tartaglia. From what I've understood, Ajax is derived from a Greek mythological figure named Ajax the Great, who's a warrior who participated in the Trojan War. And Teucer was Ajax the Great's younger half-brother, which Teucer is Childe's brother in the game as well. So both of those are references to the Greek mythology. So that's where Ajax is coming from. And the Fatui Harbingers, the reason I bring this up is because Tartaglia is a type of Commedia dell'arte stock character. And all of the Fatui Harbingers, for example, Signora, all of them are based off of Commedia dell'arte stock characters. I honestly don't think anything about them has to do with it. I think the reason that Commedia dell'arte characters were chosen is because Commedia dell'arte characters wear masks and the Fatui wear masks. So it's like kind of a cool naming thing to do. But for my research, I haven't found anything that goes any deeper than that. But let me know if you guys know anything that I don't. Next up, we have Timmie's dad. Now, we make a lot of jokes about Timmie's dad in the Genshin Impact community. Timmie is the boy on the bridge that has all those pigeons that we very often kill so that we can have chicken to cook our sweet madames. But there might be more to Timmie than we think. So people have been theorizing all types of things regarding Timmie's dad. People make fun of him for not having a dad. Rude, by the way. But MiHoYo's devs actually commented on Timmie's existence. When asked in an article oh my god, I can't speak. When asked in an article if we would ever learn more about Timmie's dad, MiHoYo's devs responded, quote, Teyvat is a vast world comprised of 7 major cities, and in this world, countless stories are unfolding all the time. Thanks to the players who noticed Timmie. Without giving away too much, let's just say, stay tuned for future updates. What does that mean? What am I saying tune for? What are we learning about Timmie? Some theorize that Varka, Grandmaster of the Knights of Favonius, who Jean is standing in for right now, Varka will come back and it will be revealed that he is Timmie's dad because Timmie mentions that his dad has been gone for months. And Varka is obviously away on an expedition. But Timmie's dad could just be a part of the Knights of Favonius that are with Varka, so who knows? But that kind of statement makes me think that either MiHoYo's really in on the joke and thinks it's really funny that we have all these memes, or there really is something deeper to Timmie. There's also this weird letter from Draft I'll put on the screen during a quest that I don't think I've ever gotten. I don't know what any of this means. It feels like maybe Draft knows something about Timmie's dad that we don't. Draft's a weirdo though. Draft is Diona's dad, for those who don't know. I don't know what's going on with Draft, but this letter makes me feel like it's kind of confirmed that we're gonna get more information about Timmie and his dad in the future. So we'll see what happens. Next up, we have Khaenri'ah. Now, we just learned a lot about Khaenri'ah in the last Archon quest. There's a lot of information. All right, Dainsleif has been telling us a lot of information, but we don't know as much as we should. And in the latest Zhongli quest, we didn't get anything confirmed. So this leads a lot of speculation for Khaenri'ah. I definitely think this Iceberg was made a couple months ago, so this part's a bit outdated since we know a lot more. But to quickly summarize Khaenri'ah, Khaenri'ah is a nation made without a god. It was only made by people. And they were thriving from what we are told by Dainsleif, but the gods destroyed it. Now, we don't really know the reason for the gods destroying it. A lot of stuff isn't confirmed, especially in game. There's definitely more research in the manga that you can do, but that's the general summary of Khaenri'ah so far. I didn't say anything specific about Khaenri'ah, so I'm not sure if there was anything specific they were thinking of, but Khaenri'ah is confirmed and we know a lot more about it now due to that Archon quest. So I'm excited to see where everything goes regarding Khaenri'ah. I think it's a huge part of the story, and I'm excited to learn more about it. I think it's gonna be really cool, and to see what a nation without the gods looks like and what the survivors look like. And we'll actually learn more about the survivors or descendants of people from Khaenri'ah in later parts of the Iceberg, so I'm excited. The next theory is that Paimon, or your sibling, is the final boss. I'm not going to go into the Paimon thing too much because I feel like that's the first thing we covered, but I will delve a bit more into the younger sibling, I guess. The younger sibling, I feel like it's kind of obvious that we're gonna have to fight them at some point. If you've done the latest Archon quest, you know that your sister or brother, depending on which sibling you picked, is working with the Abyss, and there is a lot that we don't know that's going on. I personally think that they're also working with the Fatui, but that's just my opinion. Here's my theory regarding this. There are a bunch of theories regarding your sibling as the final boss. The one I agree with the most in my own personal theory is that the sibling's working with the Fatui to grab all of the gnosis from the gods, and then at the end there will be a battle between you and the sibling with the earned visions versus the stolen gnosis. Here's the thing though, the main character didn't really earn the visions, so I don't really know thematically how that would work because we didn't really do anything. We kind of just like went up to the statue and got them. So I don't really know. But I think that general concept is going to be what happens. There's also this wonderfully made edit that I think is it's great. It's great. Here, we can throw it up on the screen. This is by @ShoyXZ. I think it's an awesome depiction of what it might look like. I don't know. It's very cool. There are a lot of people who have many ideas for this final battle, but it's something that I know we won't be getting for a long time. MiHoYo has a 10-year plan, remember? But when it does happen, I will be very excited. Oh my god, I made this picture too big so I could find the @ Hold on. Ooh, okay. Next up on our list is Mingyun Village. Now, Mingyun Village is in Liyue, and it's one of the earlier quests that you get. I think that this is just a reference to that quest. That quest is really, really sad. The quest I'm talking about is the one that has the father that leaves the treasure for his sons to celebrate with a nice bottle of wine when they're older. The father passes away, and after his death, the sons all split up and they try to find the treasure for themselves, but they all die in the mines. Now, this is a very sad story. That is all I have to say about this. I really couldn't find anything else regarding lore in Mingyun Village besides that quest. I think that quest is the most interesting part of the village so far, besides there being a lot of places to get core lapis and jade. But that quest is really sad, and I think it was really well written, but that's really all I could find on that. If I'm missing something, please let me know in the comments. Next up, we have the theory that Katheryne is a robot. Listen, okay, listen, hear me out. When I saw this, I was like, no way. It's just like the Nurse Joy kind of thing. Katheryne's just in multiple places or whatever. It's not that deep. She says error and rebooting. Those are her idle sounds, all right? And I saw a clip of it and I was like, no way. So I decided I would go into the game and try to hear her say it myself, and oh my god, I did. I literally did.
Rebooting. Error.
So she's a robot. This could be a joke put in by MiHoYo, but even if it is a joke, canon things can still be in for a joke, so I don't know. That's so random. When I saw that, I was like, come on, guys. Is it just because she's in the same place at once? But no, she literally has that as her idle sounds, so that was very weird. I don't think I liked it. Creeped me out a little bit. It did, in fact, creep me out a little bit. The next one is that slimes are edible. Yes, they are edible. I literally had no idea what to put here except that this is true. It is true. You can eat slimes. There's a specific dish that is made from slimes, especially with Xianling around. Xianling puts anything and everything, so slimes are definitely edible. That is definitely confirmed. So yes, slimes are edible, period. Next is Childish Jiang. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, please correct me. Childish is one of those NPCs that you have like a quest with, and you have to play hide and seek with him, and he looks a lot older but acts like a child. I just thought maybe it was a funny joke. He was like a child that was just like very grown or just matured quickly, but the story behind Childish is actually really sad. I had no idea about this, mostly because I skipped like all of the dialogue because I was just trying to blast through the commission. All right, don't judge me. Here's the story from what I've recounted that happened. So Childish's dad, supposedly some people theorize worked for the Millelith, which is in Liyue, or was like a spy or something. I don't know, there's like a bunch of theories, but basically his dad died and never came home. And then one day his mom told him to go play hide and seek, and then he heard people coming up who he thought were his mom's friends, and he says his mom never found him. Obviously, I think we can gather from this that his mom told him to hide on purpose so that he wouldn't get hurt. And many theorize that his mom died. Apparently there are two series. Oh my God, are we iPhones now? There are two Seelies that can be found nearby that are theorized to be the souls of his dead parents. I literally didn't even know that Seelies were supposed to be like souls. So I feel stupid for that. That is the theory regarding Childish. And then basically he never had parents to raise him. So the theory is that that's why he never grew up. And that's why he still plays hide and seek. I'm very interested to see if we ever learn more about him. People are very upset he didn't get his own lantern right quest. That is the backstory behind Childish Jiang. Next up is Guizhong. I also didn't really know a lot about Guizhong. I thought Guizhong was the salt god at first. The goddess of dust, from what I'd gathered. She was very close with Morax, and very sympathetic towards the humans. I thought that this was very interesting. We haven't really learned a lot about her, or maybe I've just skipped the dialogue, but I feel like we haven't learned a lot about her, so I'm interested to learn more. But apparently she died during the Archon War. She was one of the weaker gods. She had more brain and Morax had the brawn, is what many have described her as. I think it's going to be very interesting to see if we learn more about her soon. I think we will. I feel like we're learning more about Zhongli / Morax. But one of the quests that we have with Zhongli in the beginning, we visit the Guizhong Ballista, and you know, has a name from Guizhong, who built that alongside Cloud Retainer. This is very cool to see. I didn't know anything about Guizhong, to be honest. Again, I think I probably might have skipped some of the dialogue, but I'm interested to learn more about her. There's a bunch of fan art of her and Morax. Some people want them to have been a couple, all that fun stuff. So see a bunch of ship art with them. I would love to see even a flashback to Guizhong or something in the game, just to see more design. But yeah, that's about Guizhong. Our last thing on the tippity top of the iceberg is the Dendro Vision. I cannot believe, I can. Actually, no, I can't. Dendro was the only element that was unavailable at Genshin's launch, and it is still not in the game. I don't know why. I really hope we get a lore explanation as to why Dendro's like not seen yet. I know some people are like, oh, well, maybe it's less common, but Beiju, who we see at the Boo Boo Pharmacy where Chi-Chi works, has a Dendro Vision on him. He's probably going to be one of the first Dendro characters. It's just very interesting. I don't really understand. There's Dendro slimes and there's Dendro Samaturals. It's going to be very interesting to see what their reasoning is for not having Dendro characters be playable yet and not knowing a lot about them yet. And I hope it comes out soon, because the game came out last September and it is May now and we still don't have Dendro. I'm also really interested to see how Dendro works as a mechanic. All I know is that fire is really good against Dendro because it burns it, but when you're using it offensively, I wonder what that's going to look like. I know that there's some discussion regarding Dendro and what may or may not be coming soon. But with the iceberg, we're not going to be discussing any leaks. I'm only going to be talking about stuff that's totally confirmed by MiHoYo. So I don't have much to add for Dendro, but I'm really interested to see what could be coming in the future, and hopefully soon. I would like Beiju, please. I would like Beiju now. All right. Well, that was the first tier of our iceberg, the tippity top. Why did I say it like that? I'm super interested to delve even deeper in this iceberg. There's so much content with Genshin. There's so much to look at and so much research to do. So I'm really, really excited for this series. Let me know if you think I missed anything, if there were any details that you'd like to add. I'm so down to learn more about Genshin, and there's so much lore. So maybe you saw something that I didn't. Like I said earlier, I will link the actual iceberg down below in the description so you can check out the original author of the iceberg and let them know that you like their work, and that's really cool. If you want to see more of me, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. There's gonna be more Genshin Iceberg videos coming out soon. I post Genshin shorts, memes and shit and also just like a bunch of new Genshin content's gonna be coming soon. I'm really, really excited. We're gonna be uploading once a week over here, so I'm pumped. It's gonna be awesome. I also have a Discord server that's filled with a bunch of Genshin obsessed people just like me and you, so if you want to join and hang out with some new pals, we'd love to have you at our circus. And also you can follow me over on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/LiaSedeno. I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. EST. And literally all I do is play Genshin. I'm a Zhao main, C1. You know how it is. I'm obsessed with him. So come hang out. I think that's all I have to plug. You can follow me on Twitter if you want as well. It's at liyue and TikTok. Okay, that's enough plugging for me today. I will see you guys next week with more on this Genshin Impact Iceberg. I don't know how I did that. Okay, bye.